What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Clippers Latest, where we talk all things LA Clippers, quick, fast, and to the point. I'm your host with the most, Brandon Goggins, back here with another episode for you guys today. Clippers Latest is officially sponsored by Underdog, so big shout out to them. If you're watching this video right now, you can scan this QR code right here at the top of the screen. Check it out and make your picks. Underdog is one of my favorite apps to place entries on when it comes to action, so I think that you should try it out given how simple and clean the process is, and I think that you should visit now and you should give it a shot. I think that you'll find some good gems on there. But without further ado, let's get into everything that we got to talk about today. Hope that everybody is doing well. Hope that everybody is doing as good as they can be. You see, I do not have a polo on, which means that we did lose the last game. Look, we knew that I'm not gonna call it luck, but we couldn't be on our miracle run forever. And given that we're a little short-handed at the moment, I'm not all the way surprised. I said that the game against the Bulls could go either way. They could either play like the best team in the league, or the worst team in the league, and they got the best of us the other night. But we still, we led after the first, let it get out of hand, tried to make a run, never was able to secure it, and we kind of just let go of it ultimately. But hey, things happen. What do? What makes good teams great? You bounce back from your losses. So that's exactly what I'm hoping that we do tonight. But we'll get to all of that in just a second. Let me just adjust that real quick. I don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep my very real wooden background in the background, and nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get into some topics today, and yeah, we can just have a conversation basically, and you guys let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments. But before we get into it all, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We love to have you along for the journey. But without further ado, let's get straight into it, starting with somebody that has been drawing a lot of attention as of lately. Obviously, with Kawhi Leonard's sideline, the Clippers have needed some type of stability, and what they found in that is Jordan Miller. Just a few weeks ago, Jordan Miller wasn't even in the regular rotation. Obviously, like, he was getting some playing time. He was obviously getting enough minutes to get hurt when he got hurt in Boston alongside that game with Derrick Jones Jr. But he still wasn't seeing, like, regular minutes. But now, during this stretch that's without Kawhi, he's averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, and almost 3 assists, over 56% from the field and 43% from three. And he's been leading the team in plus minus. I mean, we talked about a lot about plus minus the other day. So, what stands out to me personally is, his composure. He's not rushing possessions. He looks very calm. He's reading the floor. He's making the right pass. And he's taking shots with a lot of confidence. And, that calm has mattered a lot with Kawhi out because, we tend to panic otherwise. So I feel like the adjustment to me at this point, I think that Kawhi should be in the starting lineup. I think that we should do some experimenting. I know that we've talked about Cam Christie versus Kobe Sanders, but the real conversation might be Jordan and Kobe Sanders, not like an either or type of thing. Like, I'm not trying to pin the two against each other in any type of way, but more of a situational type of thing. If you get what I'm saying, like, Miller has the experience edge with 2 years on Kobe, and right now he's doing a great job of taking the pressure essentially off of Harden while still being able to get a bucket when he's locked in. So, I mean, as far as both of them, I think that both are future pieces. I think that they'll be instrumental in the direction that we go forward with this team post Kawhi and Harden era. But right now, I think that Miller has earned the look, and I think that Ty Lue needs to reward him. So hopefully we can see Jordan Miller in a starting spot very soon. Somebody that has been trying to make a case, not just with the Clippers, but in the league for quite a while now, has just signed with the Clippers G League team, and of course I am talking about Cam Reddish. I don't I mean, we don't know. It doesn't feel like a guaranteed call up. You know, it's definitely something to monitor, in my opinion. You know, people forget Cam Reddish was the number 2 recruit coming out of high school in his class, man. Everybody was tapped in because he was right there with Zion and RJ. And then they went to Duke. All 3 were lottery picks. Cam was selected 10th overall in the 2019 draft to go to Atlanta. And then he went to New York, had a few mediocre seasons there, had a season in Portland, which was short lived. And then he made his way to LA, where, you know, he eventually was not re-signed by them and had to go overseas after struggling to find like consistency. Sorry, y'all, I had to sneeze, but you know, when you hear somebody like that goes on a journey like that, that has been on what I just named 4 different teams: Atlanta, New York, Portland, LA. I mean, and if you count the Clippers, 5 teams. You know, like if you think about that, you're thinking that this person has been in the league for a minute. He's a journeyman, and like, yeah, I mean, I said he was drafted in 2019. We in 2026. That was 7 years ago, but he's only 26. And I don't know if that's surprising to you, but I mean, it's not surprising to me because I know Cam Reddish, not personally, but you know, it just makes you think like that's still young. You know, there's still talent there. There's still potential for a, you know, a professional career after that. And there's still a chance to build something, you know? But the issue has always been translation at the NBA level. I think that he'll do well in the G League, you know. I think that he's a lot more talented than what, you know, his situations have, you know, displayed. But it's just been a matter of like just trying to find that consistency and like efficiency, you know. If he gets a call up, he's gonna have to make a quick and meaningful impact, or he's gonna be right back in San Diego or wherever else we may ship him off to, because we ain't really got time to like just, you know, keep experimenting with new players that, you know, we not too sure about, you know. Like, we need you to like come in and like be ready to like do something, you know. So I feel like he's a project that's worth monitoring, and I wouldn't be shocked if this turns into a two-way situation. But he could easily just end up being another Ty Washington Jr., Patrick Baldwin type of guy, which we will talk about in an episode soon to come. That just keeps on getting, like, you know, re-signed, called up, cut, released, waived, whatever you have it. And it's kind of like a repetitive cycle, and I don't think that that's something that we need to deal with. But I am willing to see how it works out, how it plays out, because, you know, we could use any impactful bodies that we could get. I just don't know if he's in that situation to where he feel like he can be one. But, you know, like I like to say, time is the best tell-all. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. If playing on Underdog is easy, let me get my mic right here. You just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. If you get your picks right, you win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at our game versus the Lakers. I feel like it's only right. And I'm selecting James Harden for higher than 27.5 points. I think that he's going to have to get that. A little more on that in a second. And I'm also going to be fair and select Luka for higher than 31.5 points. I think that Luka is going to get his regardless. I'm more worried about how we attack him on defense. But I think offense, you know, it's pretty much a given that Luka's good for 30-something a game. So that's what I think. But I also think that you should download the app today, and you should use promo code BasketballFan to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that is promo code BasketballFans. Underdog, make picks, and win money. But not so fast. I want to circle back to James Harden, man. They said that the prime was over. They said that the scoring titles, those are a thing of the past. They said that the league passed him by. And James Harden looked at all of that and was like, you know what? I see we doing this 2016 trend. Let's go ahead and rewind it back to 2016. Because what we watching right now, I don't feel like it's a fluke. It's not a hot stretch. It's not a just good batch of games. This is James Harden reminding everybody exactly who he is. You see the numbers over the past 5 games. He's been putting up numbers that feel familiar if you've been around for long enough. Along with solid rebounding, double-digit assists, or right on the edge of it. I mean, he's usually right there. He's doing it all, you know? And the crazy part is he's averaging 26.1 points per game right now. That is the highest scoring average that he has had since the 2019 to 20 season when he was with Houston. This is the same guy that people said couldn't carry an offense anymore. Putting up his best scoring numbers in over 5 years. And we already talked about it. About how he moved up to 9th on the all-time scoring list, passing Shaq, passing other legends. And he's still climbing. He could get to number 8. Step back threes, foul calling, or drawing, playmaking, to controlling the entire pace of the game. It's a masterclass in offensive dominance. And it's a blueprint for players to come in years to come. And now I feel like the context even matters more, given that Kawhi Leonard is missing a little bit of time again, at least these next few games. If you've been paying attention all season, you know exactly what that means. We've seen this movie before. Earlier in the season when Kawhi was out for that long stretch, who was taking the keys? James Harden was driving the boat. Who was keeping the team afloat? Who was running the offense night after night? Who was keeping it competitive when it could have spiraled? Even worse, if James Harden isn't there during that Kawhi stretch, I don't even know if we have 10 games. We had 6 games that we had won by the time Kawhi got back. I don't know if we would have had 3. Well, that's not true, because Kawhi was there for half of the wins. But you get what I'm saying? Like, we would be way worse off. And James Harden would, and we would have been losing every game by 50. Let me remind you, we would be losing every game by 50 plus if James Harden didn't exist. So that's why I'm not panicking about this stretch coming up. Because Harden he's built for the role. You know, this ain't about him chasing shots just to chase shots. It's about him being an engine. He knows when to score. He knows when to slow it down. He knows when to get his teammates involved. He knows when to put pressure on the rim. And he knows when to close and how to close. So without Kawhi, that responsibility is only going to get heavier, but it's a weight that he's carried before. People forget he spent years being the system. You remember what he said? He is the system. So if you're asking who needs to be in the driver's seat over the next couple of games, it's no question. James Harden is your guy. And if this team is going to survive during the stretch, if they're going to keep on trying to keep this momentum alive, if they're going to try and stay in the mix, stay relevant, keep this thing going, it all starts with a beard, baby. You know, the clock ain't just turning back. It ain't never stopped for him. And whether people like it or not, Clippers are going to have to do they're going to need every bit of James Harden in this version of James Harden. But it's a good thing. My boy's already here.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
So, if y'all didn't hear, the Clippers reportedly turned down a deal that included a first-round pick and a pick swap for Zubac. I don't know who the team was. I don't know who was involved, but I just know that was the deal that was proposed, and that was the deal that was rejected. And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't hate that. If Zoo goes, we need a body bag. Like, picks matter, but like so does the present, so does the now. You get what I'm saying? Like, draft picks are, to me, are pure chance, pure luck. There's not gonna be a guarantee that you hit. It's a lottery. You're not guaranteed to hit every time. And if you're in win now mode, you need players who can help you win now. And if that means packaging a move with a polished player and some draft capital, cool. But moving Zoo for picks alone, it just feels like too much of a gamble. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, look, I get the point that whenever you make a move for a player, they're not guaranteed to just come over here and start playing however they were in their past team. I mean, look at Bradley Beal. Not to get, bro, I hate that I keep bringing him up. I mean, I really don't, but it's just the fact that he's a prime example of that. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But sometimes, like, the devil you know is better than the devil that you don't know. If you've heard that expression before. And, like, say for instance, Michael Porter Jr. I know that there's going to have to be more included in that. Like, if we were to have a package for that. But there's no guarantee that Michael Porter Jr. would just come over here and hoop how he's hooping in Brooklyn. It's actually less likely that he would, because he's in the driver's seat over there, whereas over here he would be at least the third option, you know, when it comes to scoring. But I feel like the team is trying to walk the line between building a future and competing right now. I feel like a package deal makes a lot more sense than a full reset at this moment in time, because if you were to make a move for just draft picks, then you gotta wait for them to come in this. You gotta do whatever you're gonna do with the rest of the season. Wait for these draft picks to come in the summer, and hope that they're gonna be good, because they might not be. You know. And then you got to develop them, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm greedy. You know, I want it all. I want picks, and I want a player. I want a package deal. You feel me? Something for now and for later. Now and later. Now, how feasible that is, I don't know. But I just know that that's where my head is at. But you let me know if I'm tripping. I mean, I may be thinking about it with a closed mindset, so feel free to open it up. But that's just where I'm at with it. And yeah. But now we've been spending a little too much time on this video, so let's just get into, the nitty-gritty of it all. Going back to December 20th, and yes, I'm going to bring it up again because that is the day that everything changed for this organization. That game against the Lakers sparked a turnaround that nobody saw coming. And I say, like, I don't know. I say that we're still in the play-in. Like, let's not be over dramatic, but back then the play-in felt like a dream. Before December 20th, the play-in felt like a dream, bro. But now, like, that's where we are. And, like, it may be crazy to feel content with the 10th seed, but, like, I've never been more happy to be the 10th seed. Because we were a game away from being the 15th. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that change your perspective a little bit? But, anyways, regarding the game, this time around, it's going to be a little different. Kawhi is out. Derrick Jones Jr. was out back then, came back, and he's out now. The Lakers will likely be at full strength with the exception of AR. They lost Luka mid-game. I mean, we lost Zubac mid game, but you get what I'm saying. They lost Luka. They didn't have Aiden. They didn't have Reeves, and Reeves is the only one that's probably not gonna be there this time because he's still dealing with a calf strain or something like that, some type of calf injury. But we are going to be operating without our leading scorer, so it's gonna be an uphill battle for us personally. But I don't think that it's impossible. If we target Luka on defense, push in transition, and out hustle them, we can make it a game. You know, the young guys are going to have to show up in this one. The energy is going to have to be high because they are not a team that likes to get up and down. They're not a team that likes to play half court defense. I mean, they got Marcus Smart who's going to, but like Luka and LeBron, like they're very much like play defense when I feel like it type of dudes. You know? And we need to take advantage of that. So I say that we catch them off guard and we make something happen and we shock the world again and turn this into something great. This is the part where you guys hate me though. I'm not gonna be able to watch this one live again. Look, man, it's been a busy time. It's been a lot going on. I'm locked in when I can be, but it just doesn't match with the stuff that I have going on. So I'm gonna be locked in from afar. Don't worry, I'm gonna still be keeping up with it. If anything happens that's crazy, it'll be in the next episode. Well, it'll be in the Saturday episode because yeah, I won't. I'll be recording early tomorrow, so you know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta make sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep this thing pushing. You know, our run started for a reason. Obviously, we're not on a win streak anymore, but we're still like in a positive light. So I want to keep those. You know, I want to keep that consistent, and I don't want us to lose track of who we are and what we are and what we can be. You know, without Kawhi, we need to make these games count. So it starts with tomorrow, man. Or not tomorrow, tonight, because this is today, January 22nd. Let's get it. I'm going to cash out on the next one. Actually, hold on. I'm too ready to get up out of here. It's because this video is 23 minutes. But I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all leave y'all comments below about everything that we talked about today. Make sure you leave the like on this video if you haven't already, and consider subscribing if you are new here. We'd love to have you here at Clip Gang, because if you can Clip Gang, don't bang. Shoot. I got to sign off of here, man. Y'all be easy. Y'all stay sleazy. And as always, keep it capital P. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.